Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is on the Anvil, episode 96? Seven.
Yeah.
Nailed it the first try. This is the show where we take you behind the scenes here at Dwarven Forge. We show you what we're working on. We show you what challenges we're up against. We might just give you a glimpse of the future, like tonight in particular. Mostly we're going to hang out for a couple hours, talk terrain, and enjoy a frosty beverage, which I didn't get to open yet. Come on here for Chris. Welcome. Oh, and this is the show with no tech problems.
Yep. Speaking of which, I just rebooted your webcam because it was getting choppy frame rate. Now it seems like it's running fine, so that's good.
Woo! So what do we have going on tonight, Chris?
Tonight, the last Wednesday of every month.
A dearth of tech problems.
Yeah. Tonight, so the last one. Ooh, I'm a little hot. The end of the last Wednesday of every month, basically, our last on the Anvil every month. Until our Cities Untold Kickstarter launches, is going to be a check-in stream for Cities Untold. So that's what we're doing tonight. We're going to take a look at a lot of new stuff going on. If you're on the mail list, you got a little sneak peek of some of the stuff we're going to be looking at tonight. We do some demos, we answer questions, we talk about the challenges and the successes, the victories, all that stuff.
Well, and also what's fun is you get to see the development.
You get to see how things change, and we're actually going to be looking at like one of our biggest examples of that tonight. Yeah.
And we want your input, right? That's part of one of the reasons we do this is we like to see how people react, and sometimes you guys have some really good ideas. I mean, you always have ideas. Sometimes you want to.
You've always got ideas.
Yeah,
you do always have ideas. But a lot of them,
there tend to be a lot of good ones in there. So we appreciate the feedback. So please interact with us. That's why we're here on the show. We really enjoy hearing what you have to say.
Beautiful.
Woo!
Hey, Steve O'Mancy, welcome.
Woo! Was a new.
He's new. Says he's new. I think he's in the Discord. The name sounds familiar. New Ashlar paint scheme? Yeah, it's one of the things we're going to look at tonight. But first, let's choose... also, if it's your first time here, every week, halfway through the stream, we give away a $50 gift card to the store. Anybody is eligible for that, no matter where you live. It's an international thing. So, yeah.
If you're welcome, hang out. There's no wrong way to watch. Feel free to jump in the chat or just lurk or whatever. Just be nice. And welcome aboard. We love having everybody on the show.
Rod from New Zealand. We've been getting so many people from New Zealand and Australia lately.
What time is it in New Zealand, Rod?
It's
Rod, it's the guy
early.
from New Zealand or the person from
early.
New Zealand.
It's early morning there. It's tomorrow. Yeah.
This is how I'd like to wake up.
It's early morning over there.
Watch a bunch of fools jabber in circles about
It's 9 a.m. on the East Coast.
Woo!
So many people would buy Nate's dagger. Where did you get that? It's just like a phone battery.
Janet got it.
Oh, yes. Go ask Janet.
Yeah, she's here.
She is here. Hey, Janet.
I think it came from like Czechoslovakia.
From Czechoslovakia? Where did you get Nate's dagger at? Etsy?
Etsy. It's in Czechoslovakia. I think.
It's
the capital.
It sounds Czech.
The Czech Republic.
It sounds Czech,
Etsy?
yeah. All right.
Etsy. I've heard it's up and coming.
All right. You want to let's go over the news real quick. There's not a lot this week, but let's go into the news.
It's the news. It's the news. We're in the news. All right, Chris, what's in the news?
Not a lot to talk about currently. We're kind of on the back end of a lot of huge things having happened. Wildlands dropped in the store, and that was wild. But it seems like everybody has been getting, like the final people have been getting their packages from that massive Wildlands drop because it backed the warehouse up more than they've ever been backed up before. Like it was by far the most they'd gotten.
2 weeks to get all that stuff out.
Yeah, and then like before they had finished sending it out, then we had a restock that also ended up being way bigger than we expected. Which backed them up quite a bit. And then
there's more?
Then there's more. And then like this last week has also been a lot of people have been jumping in and getting stuff they've been thinking about for a while because tomorrow, for the first time ever, really, we're increasing our prices. We used to never really have to do it because since we were a Kickstarter company, we just got the prices for that Kickstarter and then kept going. But
we dumped the surplus onto the web store we'd usually raise it 15 or 20% or whatever from the Kickstarter, and then we would just sort of sell that out and do the next Kickstarter. But now we've been restocking stuff consistently-ish for the last whatever 6 years, and
now we're trying to,
and shipping is like blah.
Yeah, and it's a thing, like we've been talking about needing to raise prices for at least a year, I think probably 2 years. Like we've been talking about it for a while, because like even before the pandemic, it was still like production costs naturally just go up over time. It's just the reality of things.
Well, also we don't do a great. Sometimes we get the prices wrong in the Kickstarter, generally too low.
Efforts.
Yeah, and then we don't adjust maybe as much as we should when we put it on the web store. So we adjust. But we spent a lot of time going through. Jay went through every single price. I mean, it's like over 1,000 different sets and whatever, and we sort of poked through together. But it's very much cost based, right? There's some sets that aren't actually going up. There's a handful, not a lot. But I was literally talking about it again this morning. I'm like, are you sure we shouldn't just raise the way? He's like, no. He's like, this is cost based. Like we can't just arbitrarily raise it $1. Like it's got to be based on our costs, and the ones that are going up because some of the stuff's going up 40%. Some of the stuff's going up 10%.
And a lot of it is like the cost of hand painting, like how long it takes to paint a piece affects how much more expensive it got to make it. Yep. All that jazz.
Electricals are more expensive. Like
true.
There's stuff in there. But so that happens tomorrow. It's late in the night. Jay is gonna sneak in the wee hours.
You mean late in the night tonight? Yeah.
What night is tonight? No, it's gonna happen Thursday night.
I thought it was happening Thursday morning.
No, it's. I believe he's doing it, so it'll be Friday morning. People will wake up and have it. I bet you $1.
We should definitely get that
because he was originally going to do it at like noon on Thursday, and he's like, well, maybe I'll do it in the evening, and then he's like, well, maybe I should do it really late so nobody's on, and then he's like, maybe I'll just do it really, 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 really late, which is actually the next morning. I'll bet you a dagger.
So it's not really a September 1st price increase then, is it?
Well, in Hawaii. Hello, Janet. Yeah.
Hey, Janet, do you want to message Jay real quick?
Sure.
Can you ask him if it's AM of the 1st or AM of the 2nd that the price is increasing?
Yeah, I believe it's Friday. I think it will happen late Thursday night, Friday morning. But anyway, it's happening imminently.
We can't say the increase is going in on the 1st and then do it like at the end of the 1st.
Well, we
then
can.
It's the 2nd. I mean, nobody's gonna be mad that like it's increasing later, but like
it's gonna not.
It's better than if we had said the 2nd and then done it tomorrow, I guess.
No, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be when people get up on Friday morning on the East Coast.
But it's not the 1st. All right.
Well, it is. Your 1st is your last chance. But yeah, we're missing it by 5 hours.
That's not how we said it. But all right.
11:59.
It's fine. It's not.
Well,
it's not screwing anybody over. It's giving them
buy
more.
Your stuff now if you want to get in before the price increase. Now's the time.
It's fine. It's giving them more time than they thought they had. Yeah. So like, whatever.
Yeah, we're very buttoned up. Artist-run company. You can see how numbers really work. we have no idea what's going on. How are we delivering the news?
Can you believe we weren't a web store driven company up until 2 years ago?
I don't know why. How? So what else is in the news, Chris? What other very quantified, fact-checked pieces of information do we have to share with our audience that is absolutely 100% accurate?
Well, man, it's even written in my notes. Price increase tomorrow. Friday, restock wrap up. Yeah, the restock written really well. The last couple restocks, but especially this restock. Because we've had like a couple like over. This was like the last one in like the last kind of like wave of restocks where we put a number of orders in and then had them like shipping them out as they finished them and all that. One, it was about getting the core sets back in stock was like a large part of it because that's always got to take priority. If we've got a core set that's out, like we need to front load that on the next restock order. And then it was like, okay, so what else are we filling this container with? And it was a large bit of what are the sets that we've always been like, oh, well, these didn't really sell like during the Kickstarter or something, so we haven't restocked them in years. And a lot of like looking through what people have asked for in restock requests and ordering them. And this last one especially was a ton of that. Ancient Pillars,
Well, this was you spent a lot of time combing through the Discord to see what the requests were, and really championed. Honestly, you championed the stuff. All the stuff that was in the top 5 sellers were things that you championed. So it was what you guys had asked for. So if you're not on the Discord, join the Discord. There's a thread. Do you call them threads? What do you can tell how often I'm on Discord.
Channel. Yeah.
Channel for the Discord
Threads are inside channels.
This is the news full of facts and
Threads
accuracy.
are inside channels, which is inside the server.
Right. So it's a channel about what restock requests, where you can tell us what you want. And you know what? We listen, and we did. Chris rounded up like sort of the top 10 hits, and we put them in there, and he bought them.
Shrine of Sesul is going up, but it's not going up. I don't think it's going up 40%. I don't know where that number is coming from. Hang on a second.
I don't know.
Is anybody sourcing this? It's definitely not going up 40%.
By the way, thanks for letting us know what you wanted, and then you actually bought it. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes people tell you want a thing and they don't actually buy it, but you guys actually bought the thing you said you wanted.
Yeah, having that validated was very nice. But we didn't sell out of them immediately, so there is still some there for when people like come in and browse, which is nice. It lets us make bundles out of them and stuff like that. But it was like enough where it's like, rad. Like there's
rare.
demand for this.
Sets that are going up 40% are rare. There's not a lot. There's a handful of things that are going up a whole bunch.
Yeah,
mostly there's a lot of things that had like electrical components or something that was just way underpriced before.
Yeah, because there are some things where we just drastically undershot it, and then we're like, well, we want to, and we didn't want to increase it too much from the Kickstarter price, so we just kept like taking a bath on some sets, which isn't great business practice.
Heavily bathed.
Yeah.
Bathed in fire.
We're squeaky clean though, at least. That's nice. The highest percentage I think is the paints, but also that's because it's $4 is percentage-wise a lot.
Paint's going up to $12 a bottle,
which is still much cheaper than.
Well, it's
a 4 ounces.
What is it? It's an 8-ounce bottle.
Is it an 8-ounce bottle or a 4-ounce bottle?
4-ounce bottle.
I think so. I was looking at the prices. I was checking on Amazon a couple days ago, like the comparable prices, and it's still like half the price of some other paints for the same amount. So it's still not awful. It is 4 ounces. Cool. So like the percentage on that is higher, but it's around 10 to 20% for most sets. Cities and castles are being affected more in general because they are the oldest ones, so they've had the most time to like increase costs and stuff like that.
Nope.
Yeah.
So we'll find out exactly when that is at some point, the tail end of. It can't be. It has to be Friday morning because it wouldn't have. He wasn't going to do it at 5 a.m. on the 1st. He wanted people to have the 1st to like finish, be their last chance.
But then that's not a price increase on the 1st. Then we can't say it's a price increase on the 1st if it's
in
not.
Hawaii. Anyway, what else we got? What else we got?
One other thing, we've got some friends. If you know Gabe Hicks. Or
he likes to twirl sticks on Twitter.
He does a lot of like just random. He gets very passionate about things, and
I can appreciate this.
And then just like seems to like master them in a couple days, and then moves on to something else. And it's very it's very fun to watch.
Deloitte.
Gabe Hicks or Elise Resendes. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
I think.
Yeah. They announced a Kickstarter they're going to do that I believe launches next month. So it's not out yet, but you can follow the Kickstarter page to get like notified for it and everything. It's a really cool project. They talked to us about it at Gen Con, and the video for it's pretty fun. It's a Session 0 world building system based off of Tarot.
So fun.
Yeah. And it seems like a very fun way to kind of quickly do like some world building before you start a campaign.
Together, right?
Together, yeah. Like y'all get together and you're like pulling cards to like figure out like how things are going to be connected and all that.
Yeah,
should be a fun thing.
It sounds like it's going to be neat. They were talking it up at Gen Con.
They're also just intensely hardworking and very talented creatives.
Folks.
Like yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. Go ahead and like give that a follow. We're very excited to. I think I'm gonna try to have them on to talk about it during the campaign.
Yes.
Very good people. Yeah, I think it's generally all of the
Is that all the news?
The Reliquaries container is on the water. It got on the boat, and it should get here the first week of October.
Yes.
Is the plan. There's also going to be a little bit more Wildlands stuff in there. We don't have the list of what Wildland sets are in there yet, but I'm going to get that before release, so we'll know what's coming.
Our hope is that we get everything shipped out by Halloween.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, obviously, it still has to arrive on time with nothing falling off the boat. It needs to get through customs. It needs to get through the warehouse. It needs to get received, and then it needs to get packed.
Friday morning.
Yeah.
Okay. The price increase is on the 2nd now.
You owe me a dagger.
What? Thursday morning? So tomorrow. It is tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 5 a.m.
Yeah, it's the 1st.
Or Friday at 5. Wait.
You're saying it's Thursday morning. It's going up tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow being Thursday.
Tomorrow is Thursday.
I will triple check. Let's get this.
You can see where this is going. So Janet just came in and said literally two things at the same time, and it's the best. I don't know why this is so confusing to us. Well,
This feels like a huge red flag before you trust a company to like logistically produce thousands of pieces and ship them around the world. We can't figure out what day a thing is happening.
Yes. Well, the price is going up, though. I know that.
Yeah. I've been telling people tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they've been expecting.
Well, maybe they have a surprise. It's like when you thought your final was.
If
on
we're
Thursday.
wrong, it's better for them. So I think it's okay.
Either way.
Ask Mr. J. That's what she was doing.
It'll either happen on Thursday or Friday. All right, what else? Anything else in the news?
I'm losing my mind. No, I think that's it.
All right. Hey, did we tell people there's a giveaway? We did, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I did specifically.
Good. Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Yes.
Early Thursday morning, period.
So
Early Thursday morning.
It's happening now at 5 a.m. Thursday.
Yes.
Oh boy.
So you ran me on this
He
whole.
told me. He said when people get up on Friday morning, it'll be there.
Well, that's
Does he
still
mean-
true. It is still going to be in effect
it will be.
on Friday morning.
This is true. All right. So it's happening fast and furious.
I'm losing my mind.
So
You ran
tonight's
me-
your last chance.
You ran me on this whole goose chase for nothing.
I'm gonna work with what I'm given. That's it. Should we talk about?
That's it. Let's get to what you're here for. Let's talk about cities. Let's look at the new
We're not
pieces.
here just to look like pretty. And... Oh yeah.
My hair's too short to do that anymore.
It's
well.
good.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a Kickstarter, Cities Untold,
Yeah.
which
So
is
let's tell them about it.
It's untold. We can't.
we refuse to give them any information.
This is going to be our 10th Kickstarter, our 9th terrain Kickstarter, our 10th Kickstarter if you include Reliquaries, which is wild, right?
Yeah, we had to make it 9. I bristled a bit when he said 10th. I was like, no, I thought 10th was going to be the ships and beaches. So we could do KSX marks the spot and do like the pirate themed.
We already missed it, but we can call it.
Well,
KSX
we called
anyway.
Reliquaries KSR instead of a number, so I think we can still.
And Hellscape was 6.66, so technically this would be KS8, even though it's our 10th, which is why I've given up on the numbers.
So we have to do Pirates 2 Kickstarters from now.
Wait, so we're launching
No, because then there's
Pirates on
sci-fi.
Friday, or are we launching Pirates tomorrow? Are the beaches early in the morning? Is this Hawaiian time beach?
Do you prefer sunrise or sunset? That's a good question. It depends on which way the beach is facing.
Gloaming, yeah. So anyway, we're launching our next Kickstarter, which is one of many that we have done. Numbers. And it is, well, first headline. We are originally aiming to launch it mid-September.
We're launching in 2 weeks.
Yeah. 2 weeks in the morning or the night of 2 weeks?
We're holding
from
that
now?
thing together with tape and gum. We're not launching this in 2 weeks.
It's all white stick right now. So we're not launching mid-September.
No.
We're currently
not launching in
right
2
now
weeks.
targeting the very tail end of this year, the 12th month of the 2022nd year. Right now we're looking at early December.
The year of Moradine.
We'll see how it all goes. We're trying to hammer out. We've had a few curveballs, some some new workflow bits. We're trying to basically have a 3D scanning component in everything now. It's a real mess.
I need to clarify this right now.
We're still not clear on the date?
The Shrine of Sassul, the Shrine of Sassul is not going up 40%. Somebody just made that up.
500%.
I don't think you understand. I
There
don't think you understand how much more expensive snakes got over the last couple of years.
Well, they're imported, and they're jade snakes. Like, I bet Sassul is probably only going up about 10%. Yeah. Guess, but I could be
It's
wrong.
a Dungeon of Doom. Yeah, because it's a Dungeon of Doom thing.
Yeah, but some of them, maybe it was trickier because the paint.
There's a couple little. Yeah. Barely anything is going up over 20.
But also, I don't think we're restocking. We have a few in.
We
stock,
had.
yeah.
Well, and we had.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Stop gaslighting me in chat. All right, we're moving on.
Which Sassul? Oh, maybe this is the figure of Sassul. We have a miniature of Sassul Arisen. The Sassul
Just
incarnate.
the Sassul.
Not
mini.
the shrine, but the Sassul herself, themselves, itself.
It's canonically a woman, isn't it?
Yeah. She married Zaltar, but then he left her at the altar, which is why she wanted to destroy the world. Yeah.
Left at the Zaltar.
Anyway, we're launching a Kickstarter, which and it will be at the tail end of this year. I don't know why. I mean, I guess all these episodes are off the rails, but I feel like we're extra off the rails tonight. I don't know why, but I love it. I also don't know why anybody watches this show, so maybe this is part of the charm.
I think explicitly for stuff like this.
Yeah. So we're launching a Kickstarter. It is a standalone expansion to our existing city builder system, in that we're using the same system of corner posts and walls and floors, but we're building on it and beyond and going. It's like, when we get in the DeLorean and we fly into the future. Like, it's just gonna be wild.
That's the next Kickstarter.
Hoverboards and it's a sci-fi.
That's the next Kickstarter.
Oh yeah.
We backtracked. We're not doing original Star Wars. We're doing explicitly Back to the Future aesthetic for our sci-fi Kickstarter.
All DeLoreans. Mostly we are going to be introducing 2 new building materials. There will be a little bit of expansion of our Tudor and our Fieldstone from the original cities, but mostly we are focused on new buildings of rustic wood and ashlar stone. We'll show these in a second, as well as a bunch of new systems such as modular roofs and modular scaffolding. I guess I don't need to say modular because everything's modular, but wooden freestanding walls, courtyard walls, accessories, few miniatures, lots and lots of fun bits. So basically, if you already have cities, there's some stuff you could buy to expand your cities. All this new stuff works with your cities. You could buy some of the new systems like the roofs or scaffolding to go with your cities, or you could just buy the miniatures or other accessories or whatnot, or buy all of it. If you don't have any of the cities, you can buy all of this stuff and be fine with that. And in the old cities, you can buy this new stuff and then buy the old cities while you're waiting. Any which way you can mix and match, crisscross. The wood works really well with the Tudor. It's all gonna, it's gonna be one big family. So we're just throwing more fun stuff into the city stew.
Yeah, and even if you decide not to get the Tudor or Fieldstone expansions in this, like having like a little 2-story Tudor building mixed in with the rest of the new stuff still works. Like having different aesthetics for different buildings.
On the new buildings, the new roofs on the old buildings, the Criss and the Cross. It's like put your Imperial Streets for this thing. It's gonna be killer. Even if you don't buy any of the old Tudor and Fieldstone, you'll still easily be able to spend $5,000 on this thing. There's gonna be lots of.
We'll let you buy as much of this as you want, honestly.
Well, up to $10,000 in Kickstarter. There's a limit on a pledge.
Yeah, but then Pledge Manager.
You can go nuts at Pledge Manager.
Yeah.
So we're really excited. We do every 6 weeks we do a team presentation where we get everybody together on Zoom and show. Here's all the latest. Each department's showing some of the stuff they're doing, and it always gets me so excited because let's say with Tyler, like it's kind of drip, drip, drip. Like every day, every week, we're seeing a new little thing. But something like you get to collapse it all into one, like just condensed stream of 60 minutes of awesomeness. It's really fun. I can't wait to launch it. Mm-hmm. Other overview before we actually look at some of the bits. Sort of our guiding principles on this are one. we want to break the box, which we really haven't demonstrated much yet with the pieces that we've shown. But the original city buildings, yeah, they're not done yet.
Yeah.
The original city buildings were very, very square and boxy, right? Everything was a 4x4 square. So we're really going out of our way to break out of the 4x4 square, have irregular shapes and overhangs and new interesting angles, and give some more visual character to what we're doing. We're focusing heavily on scatter-based building, where the buildings are on top of your surface, be it a battle mat or a terrain tray or sculpted terrain. You can put it right up on your sidewalks or whatever. But everything's on top rather than inline. Previously, we were building inline with everything, so everything was square and sort of constrained by, well, it's got to fit with the streets or fit with the dungeon tiles or fit with the wilderness floors or whatever. But now we're up and above and we're getting more organic, right? You can do the sorts of things that look like real buildings and villages and the stuff that people are actually doing out on their table. That being said, this stuff will still work, obviously, inline. Not every single thing will have a perfect backfill, so there will be, but we'll show you some techniques once we have all this stuff and how you can mix and match and do some really neat hybrid builds. We're going to do some really cool stuff using the Imperial Streets with the new stuff inner and some on top, some in between, some around. We're going to have basically really cool organic looking cities that feel more real, give you more flexibility, and you don't have to spend $1,000 on Imperial Streets. You can just actually, I don't know how much Imperial Streets are, but whatever. You don't have to buy that. You can just roll out your existing battle mat and start building, and it'll be fun. I can't remember any of our other guiding principles. Tool boxes, right? We're focusing heavily on the toolboxes of pieces that you're going to use all the time, very versatile, lots of good high multiples that you're just like, you know what, a big bucket of these and I can kind of build anything, because that's what people need, right? You want to have stuff that you can get on the table as often as possible, and lots of accessories. What else did I miss as guiding principles?
Other guiding principles?
I usually write it down.
I think a big thing is pledger freedom. What's the best way to put that? The way that we're approaching this compared to the past is, instead of focusing on here are like encounters or hero pledges necessarily, we will still have those, but we're trying to break every single piece down into a small affordable pack and just have like a series of packs that all like do specific jobs well, and then our like encounter hero building pledges will be made up of combinations of those packs.
Of universal packs that are, we're going to have a collection of 80 universal packs, which will be used to build all of the pledges. So you can it will give you a recipe for the thing. So you say, like Eli was just talking about this today. He's like, well, what if I could use that pledge as a jumping off point, but instead of those 10 sets, I'll get 8 of those sets. I'll swap out the roofs for a different thing and whatever. But so we're going to be giving you the recipe for all this stuff so you can mix and match and kind of a la carte the sets that you want. And you can have choice in stretch goals. We're going to have different flavors of stretch goals. So you can choose the stretch goals that make sense for what you're getting, be it ashlar buildings or wood buildings, or you just want accessories. As well as we're looking at the pledges. All the pledges are a la carte pledges. So in the olden days, if you pledged for the $10 build your own pledge, you weren't getting stretch goals. Now every pledge is an a la carte pledge, and you'll get stretch goals, so everybody gets included. Yeah, it
doesn't matter how you spend your money in the Kickstarter. You are going to get the same amount of stretch goals based on what you spend, regardless, and then you get to customize what those rewards are for you. So the upside to getting the hero building pledges is there will be a discount baked into those pledges, and it's just easier if you don't want to like get out a spreadsheet and figure out exactly like what combination of pieces you want.
Hey, I want the Cathedral of Radiance. It's the $1,500 pledge. It gets me everything I need to make this cool thing, and it's probably got a little discount. It'll be, $1,550 worth of sets at the $1,500 price point, plus all the stretch goals that come with that. Or you could get $1,500 worth of a la carte add-ons for that same pledge.
Elvern the Hero says it sounds like a ton of packs. Also, Elvern, we saw him at Gen Con.
Hey. Hey, and I figured out who Dragos is.
It was so funny.
Dude, he was like, oh,
Dragos is there. And it's like, you talked to him several times.
Oh yeah, no, I've known him for years. I didn't know. Like the screen name with the thing. Like that guy is like, he's absolutely the best.
Man,
he can build.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh yeah, Elvern said it sounds like a ton of packs. It should actually be probably around the same amount of packs, but the nice thing is
it's going to be less packs than Wildlands.
because what ended up happening in Wildlands was we were like, oh, because we were building around these compositions, this piece is hard to get, so we'd have to make a new pack to try and make that piece more accessible. So it kind of ballooned, but then we had all these packs that are a little...
We have all the pledges and all the separate packs and all the whatevers and whatnot. So far, I mean, obviously we haven't built out, because we don't have all the pieces yet, we haven't built out all the packs and all the compositions, but the theory crafting right now, Tyler is still confident that we're less than the Wildlands packs, but with more flexibility. So it should work.
Yeah, everything.
We'll let you know how it goes.
And all that stuff should just be able to be packed over and carried into the store afterwards without us having to do reconfigurations and get like new prices and like all that stuff like later on. And if we want bigger sets out of it, we can then bundle them, use existing sets without having to get new prices.
Easier for us to restock. Easier for things. It's going to be.
It should be more convenient all around. Like this whole approach is basically synthesizing a lot of feedback we got after Wildlands, and trying to come up with a solution that would please everybody.
Well, and it serves our needs towards the web store also. I mean, fundamentally, our stuff is expensive, so we want to make sure that you're getting the pieces that you're going to put on the table, right? Like everybody has different things that everybody's games are different. What you want to put on the table is different. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible. We can't do a la carte single pieces, but like as easy as possible to get the pieces that you're excited about that you will use, right? Because we want you to get your money's worth out of these pieces. You want to get the pieces that you're excited about, you put on the table, and boom, you're telling your story.
And Black and Blue Market, there will be a guide video on the Pledge Manager. We usually do like a how to pledge video. We're especially going to do one here because it is like a pretty different shift from how we've done it in the past. And also, the way you're calculating your pledge as a whole will probably be...
It's going to be awesome.
We've got like a really cool thing. I don't know if it's time to show you yet, but I'm very excited. The process should be a lot smoother.
It should be easier to figure out. It should be more intuitive. It's going to be like a regular shopping experience, and I think it's going to be an easier backer experience. And if not, you'll let us know, and we'll adjust it for the next one. And we're going to have, the other really neat thing is we're going to be able to do over the course of the Kickstarter. You can say, hey, what does a courthouse look like, or what is whatever, and we can do sample builds to show you that and give you the recipe. Say, hey, we took this pack, this pack, this pack, this pack, and this pack to build this courthouse. Here's what it like. And you could get a pledge and choose those sets, and off you go.
Yeah, we want to launch with sample builds this time, and then be able to make more over time as well. So, should be helpful. All the stuff that like did well in Wildlands, we want to do better this time, and the stuff that wasn't working, we want to shore up.
And once again, a lot of it thanks to you guys. We really appreciate the feedback that we get, and we will we send surveys every now and again, and certainly appreciate the people that take the time to answer, because we really do. We look at those and we listen to those, and they drive a lot of our decision making.
A bunch of the stuff we're doing here was based off. A bunch of the stuff we made set decision wise was based off of the city survey, and a bunch of the stuff to the structure of the Kickstarter was. We did this massive Wildlands postmortem afterwards, and on the Discord and the forums, we like opened up a forum basically, just like, hey, please just put like everything you thought in here, scanned it through, presented it, looked for like common.
We did a sci-fi survey, and we keep going back to that while we're designing sci-fi. We did we like the feedback that we get, and we listen. Yeah. And it works. I think we tend to make generally better decisions when we get some good guidance. Should we look at some stuff?
I think so. I think we covered everything else. We'll take other people's questions as things go as well if we miss something. When you're doing these sorts of builds on stream, add in a text box listing the sets and prices into the overlay to help people get them on the Kickstarter. I don't know if we can do it during stream. So the thing is, like when we free build, usually we're not using packs. But the way that like we're approaching, that's gonna make it when we are free building. It's gonna be easier to just like grab like
we could start with some packs.
Walls pack. It's gonna be way easier this time around to.
It's a good idea, Finley. I don't know exactly how we execute that per se, but yes. Or we could always just do we could also clip the video of the final thing and put an overlay over it that says, hey, it was this bit, or I don't know. We could do it in post.
Yeah.
Or not. Let's look at some stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so I realized, the wood is still not unpacked from Gen Con. I was,
We still haven't. There were so many
I was
things.
realizing, I was like, where is all the wood? It's in bags from Gen Con. So we got, this table is just a mess too. I usually try and start clean and then just evolve to a mess. This one just started, we're just taking it right out of the gate. All right, so we're gonna have ourselves some rustic wood. This is, the floor is an existing Tudor floor. And actually these corner posts in the back are Tudor repainted, but we'll get there. But this gives you a sense of it's going to be vernacular wood that you can just use for everything. We got this amazing Speakeasy Door that Michelle sculpted the door. Eli sculpted the wood. That'll be hinged. So same dimensions as our. This was a Tudor wall from our original city builder. I went too close.
Yeah, it's using the same basic sizes and everything from the original city builder. So you'll be able to mix and match this stuff.
Yeah. The idea is that wood is going to be the thing you're just going to use all the time, be it a farmhouse or a barn or stables or a shack or a thieves guild or the witch's hut or the swamp hideout or what.
I have an interesting question.
Oh no.
Frida the Pitas.
Wait, Frida the Pita?
Frida the Pita. Yeah,
Great name.
They've been here a while. They're asking, when do we think we'll be able to see a painted thatched roof? How do you feel about like 80% of one?
Let's wait till
Let's wait till
Let's wait till it's.
let's wait
yeah.
till it's complete.
We're getting there. We had one that's not. It's 70% there, but it's missing the top of the. We'll get there.
The printer didn't finish making it, so it's just like got a bit cut off of it.
So the wood is going to be just a fantastic go-to, right? You're going to want this is a beat up, a ramshackle wall. We've got the plain wall. We'll have this is going to be. I think this will be the LED wall. There'll be a LED socket there for all your modular wall socket bits. We'll have a new lantern, stuff you can hang on that. But you're just going to use this wood for everything, right? It's going to be all around crowd pleaser, and it's going to work really nicely with Tudor. Like you could do a building that had like plain wood on the bottom and then goes Tudor nice in the second story, or you have the stable is attached to the Tudor house, the side. This is like the nice Tudor house, and you have your stable attached or whatnot. Or I don't know. I think it's going to be the toolbox. If you're going to get one city building type, the wood is going to be this rustic wood is you're just going to use it for everything. Very very excited for our friend Rustic Wood. We have a whole suite of pieces for that, including we got hint of this is the narrow wall with a door and narrow wall. So this is for the 2-inch wide, right? We're gonna have 2x2s and 2x4s. Oh, I do have the 2x4.
Yeah, the 2x4 wood floor is literally the one we had the factory do.
Mm.
We wanted to see if they could tool the biscuit holes and stuff successful, and so they.
Yeah, this is actual.
This is actually factory finished dwarvenite.
Dwarvenite.
We paid for the mold and everything to make sure it was going to work.
And
with a lot of this stuff is so like dependent on engineering that like we've been doing more of like engineering and stuff before the Kickstarter than we usually do because we have to make sure it all works before.
Well, and that's the thing that's killing us right now is we're just.
It's why it's taking longer.
We're basically having to engineer biscuit holes into everything, so that we can demonstrate it. Man, these holes are. They're very tight. We get all right. Oh, first time. There. All right. So this is not the final paint scheme. This is the fancy parquet wood floor, 2x4. I should note that we're going to have a insert piece, so that all the floors are going to have the 2x1 cut out, and we'll have an insert for it so they can. All the floors can be a solid floor or a stair floor, or you can put a trapdoor thing over it or whatever. So we'll have a 2x2 2x2, 2x4, and a 4x4, sort of our base. So we'll have a whole suite of sizes, so you can basically build an interesting variety of shapes. So that wall.
And that stairway hole is the same size as the ones in the original CBS?
Ish.
Ish?
Yeah, the CBS ones are not precision fits, so like our inserts are going to be questionable at best on how they fit.
On the old ones, but the new ones.
The new ones are going to fit great. The old ones are going to be.
1x2 sidewalks so you can show.
It may or may not work, but yeah, you grab it.
I think I tested it before. It worked.
Why is this so off? So you'll be able to do 2x4s and 2x2s and do fun combinations of it. And then we have the big. Let's see how this fits.
I tested it before and it worked.
Yeah. So imagine that sidewalk is a piece of wood.
So if you're concerned about the fit on that, like look at how, like literally, because it's literally just like a straight edge rectangle, it's super easy to make these holes accurate.
Well, except for the ones we didn't make accurate, but yeah.
Well, yeah, the original CBS is a
place.
different story, but for this one,
yeah. So we'll have nice pressure fit plugs in there, so you can make it a solid floor. It can then be a secret thing you reveal. You could also use it as a stair hole, et cetera, et cetera.
Compared to like the teardrop holes in
fit.
Wildlands, like this is way easier to do precision.
Yeah, this doesn't work, but these will work great when we have them.
I think it probably goes in from the other direction easier. You're going in the wrong direction. All right.
Yeah, I can't even get it out now. Anyway, that's just a sidewalk. So that's basically the floors. Let me show you the biscuits. So we have a flat peg system that we've been playing with. That was the other guiding principle. We want to go multi-level building, right? We want to go vertical.
Verticality.
Yeah, verticality is everything, right? We want to go up. We want to go up. We want to hang out. We want to embrace the 3D nature of 3D terrain. So to that end, we've designed this. Oh boy, I don't know why this across the board. I can't get anything into this piece. It is really
just that one specifically.
I don't know. I mean, they should all be the same, but
they were going in easy.
These guys give me a hard time. Yeah. So we're working on devised a little flat peg system. So we're calling these biscuits because they're like little biscuit joiners, and we have these biscuit holes. They look kind of like a hot dog in a bun, because they not only do they fit the biscuit, you see there, but there's a little spacing on either side, two little circles for our paired pegs. So they're also backwards compatible with our paired peg system, so you can attach the wooden suspension bridge from Caverns Deep. You can attach that wooden suspension bridge to a Wildlands thing, any of the Wildlands stuff with paired pegs. The docks, the original docks. So we're trying to make them as cross-compatible as possible. So that we made the holes large enough to accommodate the paired pegs as well as the biscuits.
Yeah, so you can literally have your house like hanging off the side of a mountain.
Yeah. Ooh. Hammering everything together there. Yeah. So we have these are going to then you can join your floors and do stuff like if you wanted to have this, cantilevered out. Oops, I can't keep anything on camera. Or if you were building a big multi-layer floor, you could biscuit all this stuff together and then lift the whole floor up as one unit, right? Some cool, interesting, irregular shaped second story, third story, fourth story, etc. Lift them off for gameplay, so you can actually use them at the table.
How many floors can you connect without sagging? Quite a bit.
Well, it depends on how much support you're putting
depends on how much
there.
weight you're putting on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like really, you only need to biscuit it if you're trying to do if you want the extra stability of like a
Yeah, you don't have to
Yeah.
use them. You can.
But this lets you join the whole thing together and pick it up and drop it like super easily.
And it's going to let you hang balconies off there and accessories and.
It lets you do a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah.
But you can also just build them like regular cities if you want.
Yep. There's nothing stopping you from using it the old way.
Also, it'll help the sag if you're doing like a long straight run. Like that'll be one thing. If you actually have floors so they're biscuited from like multiple directions, it'll help with the sag.
Yep.
When we're getting Dwarven Forge branded pliers and hammer, we were talking about making a tool for this.
We may have inquired about Dwarven Forge pliers. Ooh, inquired about the plier.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're gonna start to get sag from the. If we start putting walls on these, it'll. But the idea is that you're not kind of just putting one in, like holding like a 4-foot long thing by one hand. You'll pick it up with two hands and whatever.
The nature of the pressure is going to be different when you're actually in a build.
This is true. Well, and if you're building on here,
Yeah.
stuff, it should be nice. I'm very excited for a fully functional flat peg system. This is the only piece that we have currently with the engineered holes, but we have a whole bunch in the works that we'll soon be able to demo.
That's part of the thing, yeah, is we needed to increase the stuff that we can produce ourselves in-house, that we can actually make stuff that's functional with these holes, so that we can show all the stuff that we're going to be able to do with it.
Well, the original City Builder system, when we were running that Kickstarter, there were no peg holes or pegs, so everything was held together with museum wax, and it was murder. Like trying to build and rebuild, like it just took for everything. It was messy. The stuff was sticking out. It was like, it was terrible. And those were just 4x4s you're trying to stack. Now we're trying to do elaborate multi-level builds and stuff's hanging out. We have to break it down and build a new thing each day and put it back into its component parts or whatever. So it's a real mess. So these we need to get functional biscuit holes and a whole bunch of stuff so we can join and demo it for you guys and do it live on camera and actually have functional pieces to show off, which we're very excited about. And not only these are going to let you accessorize these things, right? We're going to have neat little accessories that you can pop in here and catwalks and balconies and there's a variety of things that these holes are going to facilitate. So it should be cool to see someday when we have them ready.
That's the main thing. I feel like that's going to be like a huge everything clicks moment is when we're actually able to actually make like a 3-story building with a wraparound balcony and a bridge going across a canal, and once we can actually show all the stuff.
Yeah, people you're gonna be very excited.
Yeah,
it will be delightful. Any questions about wood before we look at the basic ashlar?
Are we getting new butte plugs to hide the biscuit holes when not in use?
There will be some.
There's going to be gravy for the biscuits.
Right now we have at least 2 biscuit covers for wood and at least 2 for stone, and we'll see what else happens between now and then. But yes, as we were definitely thinking, some folks may want to cover them up, some people may not care, but we're going to give you some options. And there's some neat stuff we can do with them.
Yeah. So we're going to have a couple different ways to hide those holes if you don't want the holes.
Yep.
Should we include a cardboard template or something for folks with the urge to modify older pieces to be biscuit compatible?
Ooh. It would be hard. I mean, I guess you could Dremel.
To make it, I feel like the hard part would be...
You'd have to use a router. I guess you could use a router. The problem is it's really tricky. The Dwarvenite doesn't like that lateral movement. It melts back on itself. Like if you ever try to cut it with a jigsaw, you'll cut through and then it seals back up behind you. It's like those self-sealing gas tanks that they use in planes when they get for the bullets. But I don't know, maybe we could certainly, it wouldn't be hard to make a little template you could print out, but I think it would be a frustrating exercise to try and make your own biscuit holes. But we'll see, that's a good thing for Miles to play with. And you'll get lots and lots of biscuits, don't worry.
Let's see.
And then in some, maybe we'll have to go back and like retro fit the original cities. I don't know. The good news is
somebody was asking earlier if we were gonna put holes in the new or in the old floors.
The good news is the new wooden floors, which we don't have yet, will work for the Tudor. It's just the field stone is trickier. So we'll see what happens there. Is there any other wood questions before we look at some ashlar?
Let's see. I don't think so.
All right. So, we got, so the other main style we're looking at, where's the one at the door? Here we go. Is this one is really, this is all just held together with white stick right now, but let's go away. So we've got our ashlar is our fancy ashlar stone is our Hightown, our new material. All right, I can't get these mullions. This stuff is less far along. We'll look at the door. All right, well,
yeah, these are polystone prototypes.
These are some polystone, some cast here, but we don't have the holes like the corner.
There's no pegs in those corner posts.
There's no pegs in the corner posts. The floors don't have any of their holes, so this is just held together with white stick. So it's all a little janky right now, but it gives you the idea. And this doesn't fit. I don't know. We'll get there. But the idea is this is fancy stone, high-end ashlar blocks, like very clearly designed by master artisans. And this would be for doing your temples and your guild houses and your manor houses and your cathedral and all your big fancy buildings. And so this ashlar, our original color scheme was more of a sort of a pink. What did you describe it as? Fry sauce?
Yeah, I said it looked like fry sauce.
Which is something...
Which I found out nobody else in this company knew what fry sauce was.
Anybody know what fry sauce is?
It genuinely might just be...
No.
Fry sauce was everywhere in Utah.
Well, it was kind of a pinkish... Like if you mixed a little bit of mayonnaise with some ketchup, that's the color. It was kind of...
It's not exactly
which is fry
sauce.
Right?
It's a close approximation of fry sauce.
I don't know. Chris is making stuff up. But it was kind of a pinkish cream color and pretty simple and plain, and it looked nice in the singular bits. But once we built out, we actually had enough. We hadn't had corner posts or floors, so Aaron had only been doing it on like a wall and faking it with some
Somebody's posted a Walmart posts. Link for fry sauce.
And it exists?
Yes, it exists.
Well, there you go. Oh, geez, that's gross.
What do you mean that's gross?
That was the color.
That's the best. It's one of the best condiments in existence.
So, so always searching for the thing that we think looks the coolest. Once we had the stuff once we had enough things to build things, she just hated how the color scheme was working and wanted to try something else. And once again, in classic Dwarven Forge fashion, everybody threw stuff into the stew. So Toby had just gone to Prague and had posted 190 photos in our development channel of all these, like, he was just so many cool buildings and bits of architecture and whatever. And Michelle said, wait, there's a photo, one of the photos in Toby's thing has this really cool building that would totally be great for this, and pulled up that photo, and then we used that as the inspiration. And Aaron pushed around the paint for a while and was stumped for one thing, and Hamster's like, hey, if you add this this dry brush step, I think it'll pull the thing together. And everybody threw something into the stew, and we got a color that we're really very excited about.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have not. It's not final yet. It could change again. We haven't priced it out. We don't know if it's going to be through the roof, whatever. But it feels older. It feels more cohesive with the rest of the city. We like where it's going right now. This is where we're headed. We'll see. It may continue to evolve, and we'll stay tuned. We'll show you next week where it all goes.
Instead of Fancy Stone, we're now calling it Prog Rock.
Prog Rock.
Yeah.
Amazing. Who is that? Is that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So we have right now. Once again, we don't have holes in the corner posts, and this floor is just a test. It's not an actual casting of the real floor. It was a 3D scan that didn't quite work out. But we needed something to get the idea of it. But so these will have. They'll have the biscuit holes will be in between. The sculpting allowed space for the biscuit holes. And the walls will look something like this. Oh man, everything is white stick together. It's just a mess. They have this arch pattern that goes on everywhere.
Also, I think Ashlar is going to be one of those things where the painters like really go all out with custom paint jobs for it.
Yes.
It's just very. I mean, this is much more. So like the wood is much more of like a super flexible. You can put this anywhere sort of thing. I feel like the Ashlar is really more about a couple buildings that really make like a huge impact on the table.
Yes.
And so doing like a custom paint scheme to like make them pop, like
you build the cool, the cool shrine in the middle of town, or that weird artificer's tower that's in the thing, or that creepy manor on the hill, the Tim Burton Manor. So the thing that we just previewed today in the email is we're super excited. The windows are arch shaped, will look something like this, and what we're going to do is there will be a slit in the bottom. There's actually going to be 2 sets of mullions, so it'll be like a front and a back. Like right now, this mullion is flat in the back and it's white. You can't see it, but they're going to have these arched mullions are going to be baked in, and there will be a slot in the bottom so that you can slide in some inserts. We'll have them out of acetate. It'll either be acetate or Duralar, the stuff that our Phantasmal Filters is made out of this clear. So this was a test sheet that Janet put together of some patterns, first pass of windows. So the idea is that you'll be able to slot in different stained glass in these, so you can get some different looks. So these are right now. We just cut them out with a pair of scissors, but it would be larger than the thing. It would slide up from the bottom and slide in there and sit in the mullions. The idea is you can then get different color schemes that will make change the look of the thing a lot. And then if you do any sort of light effect inside your thing, it'll really pop on the table and should wow everybody. So we're pretty excited to see how these are going to look, and we may have more of this stained glass in the pipeline. There should be. It's also going to be a neat way to just customize your buildings and have them look different and whatnot. So there will be different stained glass colors, and then we'll have them for the large windows and the small windows.
And we don't know how many we're going to have yet, right? But the plan is just to have basically like a sheet with like several options on them, so you can use the ones that you want to use, basically.
Well, they'll be die cut, so you
They'll
won't
be
have
die
to
cut?
cut them. Yeah. They're going to be too precise to like. But yeah, ideally we want to give people at least 3 options, ideally 6 options, so you can really change the look of it. And then we're gonna. Do you have any questions on that first? Oh, this was the sword zoom.
Let's see.
You got like.
Anything about this stuff? Michelle actually sent that Prague picture.
Oh yeah, pop up the Prague Rock.
Papa Prague. Bam. This is that building. So you can definitely see the color schemes in there. And then
Look at that.
have it side by side with Aaron's experiments, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a good pull.
It's cute. All right.
And yeah, the idea is you'll be able to just slide out. You'll be able to slide out the acetate inserts to change them at will, or just have them, not even have them at all, right? If you just want to have open windows.
Right now, what we have as prototypes are basically stickers that we're having to attach, but that's not what the final thing is going to be. This is just what we have to test it out.
Well, these are, we get some little Duralar cutouts that we're using that we're popping in, but we're not putting the precise 1 millimeter thick slots in the bottoms of all these at this stage. But it's coming.
A couple people are asking for us to do fieldstone walls that have this cut out as well.
Cities 3.
2027 we'll
take it on.
Let's see.
And with a backlight, they're just they're so it's so satisfying. It's almost too bright for. Wait, is this? That's max. Wow.
Is that a lume cube? Yeah, we use a lot of lume cubes here.
We love the lume cubes.
No, you didn't miss the giveaway. We're gonna do it in just a second.
Right, look at this, the difference between that guy or.
I don't usually paint, but if the material that the stained glass is on would take ink washes, you should have die cut blanks we can make our own.
I don't know
Is
about
that a thing
yet.
that would be feasible?
Conceptually, we could die cut blank ones. I can't get this to stay in. Yeah, we could conceptually, if people think they would do it. Yeah, Janet's been killing it with these things. So it should be fun.
Appreciate the design takes the leading of the window into account.
The leading.
Leading? Oh, is that what that?
Yeah, this one is one of the
mean? What's
one
leading?
that looks the most. It's the lead in between the stained glass. Those little black lines.
Okay. So you're talking about it factors in the frame, so it looks like those are actually different pieces of glass.
Yeah,
by the frame.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it's hard to see on this sword one, but it is in there. They're literally, that was my note today to Janet, was make the leading more bold on those so you can see that those are little panels, and we need to break them up a little more. Great, because real stained glass would actually have smaller.
Is there any specific way to enter the giveaway? The giveaway is going to be a keyword giveaway.
Ooh, what's a good keyword?
Prog
rock?
Keyword? Might as well get that started. Prog rock, one word.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Let me type this in real quick.
But Prague, but not Prague.
Yeah, Prog rock, like the city. Prague rock. All one word.
We're making it hard.
Yep, we're making it difficult. Well, you've got to have a good grasp of the English language if you want to win a Dwarven Forge online web store gift card. $50 gift card to the Dwarven Forge web store. Prog rock. Type that in chat. Yeah, enough people are spelling it correctly that you can just copy and paste what anybody's doing there and get that in. We'll leave this running for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll roll the winner.
We may not have a grasp of math, but we have a strong grasp of the English language. Right?
Words are really all I have.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Prog rock.
Prog rock.
It's amazing.
It's like Fraggle Rock.
Yeah. Down at Prague.
But Eastern European.
Yeah.
Just Fraggle Rock, but dubbed over.
So, we also. Oh, where did I leave this? Where's the other? We also have. Let's see if I can get this one out. Oh man. What did I do?
God, 107 people have entered the giveaway already.
Woohoo! Well, I hope they win. All of them.
2 polls today since snow on the Anvil last week. As Ed says, winking.
Don't tempt me.
If there's anything Nate hates, it's doing extra giveaways.
Giveaways, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to start gathering stuff up in my my attic for during the Kickstarter.
You keep using giveaways as an excuse to empty out your closet.
Give away some. I don't know. Find some more unpainted pieces or something.
Seems like for the most part, people really like the direction that Ashlar's going with the new paint.
Well, good, because that's where we're headed. Oh yeah, we didn't really talk so much about the corner posts. We've got all these arabesques on the corner posts and on the bottom, on the sides, which should make a pretty neat. That one's unpainted. Jeez, I can't. Yeah, for the life of me. There we go. All right, so I think it's gonna look really cool when it's when they're built with ones that actually.
And then
hold
you
together.
can actually see in the Arab, like the designs on the floor too, like where the holes for the biscuits are gonna go as well.
You
Like
got a
it's
little
really just kind of made to
design around it.
yeah. I can't wait until we actually have a bunch of facades and plugs to show people.
And then
those are gonna be later.
we what do we have? This is a sample of the floor. Are these all stuck to the?
Just a standard 4x4.
This is the yeah. It's
So much white stick.
It's wild. So it's gonna have this kind of neat octagon pattern around, something like that. This is the simpler version. There's going to be a fancy floor version, but this is the one that's kind of the more universal one, and it'll look it looks really cool with the.
Oh, we can paint
walls in
mosaics.
there.
Yeah, I think.
Yes, you can.
I think the painters are gonna have a field day with those floors. Honestly,
The
I think all of
Ashlar
Ashlar.
is going to be really fun
Yeah.
for those of you who want to paint your
We're
own.
not going terribly complicated with the factory paint scheme because we don't want to drive the price up too much. But like people who
late.
go unpainted for Ashlar are gonna be able to do some really wild stuff if they want to.
So we've got looks like that. This is going to be the LED wall.
I
Right?
think
You're
so.
going to have an LED socket there so you can put your glow globe.
I think somebody just caught you on something.
On what?
Greg's saying, wait, are there multiple designs for the corners, or is one of them upside down?
Oh, it's probably upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's I blame Erin. She put this together. Yeah. Which one? One of these is upside down. So for yeah, because they don't have pegs in them yet, so it's all willy nilly. So to get the basics on Ashlar. Any more questions on that before I'll show you the inserts on the
we got a
lid?
couple. Any
Ooh,
large centerpiece floors for cathedrals, for example, royal throne room, etc.?
Well, we're not doing any floors larger than 4x4 currently, but yes, the fancy stone floor is going to be great for that. We're working on something for like a raised thing. We have some plans.
Duke of Dearth is wondering any new stair options.
Yes, you'll see. Be patient.
It's coming.
Yeah, we'll stare you down.
There's so much. It's wild to think how much we haven't shown yet.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. How much we haven't even like talked
Right.
about in theory yet.
Well, we
about
got to stall for time while we wait for lunch.
Can we get a close up of the LED Ashlar piece, assuming
Yeah.
OLED might be magnetic?
This is
Oh yeah, that one with the big stone on
it's
it.
LED.
So the socket's gonna go right in the middle of that big stone.
And that thing's raised. I don't know if you can see from the profile. It's kind of hard to see. It's you can sort of see the shadows there.
Let's see.
And then the back looks like the regular wall. This is like the regular wall, and that one has. So you can use it as an alternate. It has the bigger drips, which looks pretty cool. We do not have the magnetic one yet, because that one is going to be it's really fun. You will see. It'd be worth waiting for. We have the door wall. Do we show that thing?
Susalim says we need some kind of serpent-themed stained glass so they can put the Shrine of Sasul in there.
I would buy that. Get Janet on the horn.
Hey, Janet!
Snakes!
We need a snake glass window.
Snake glass.
That was
She walked out.
She's I don't know if she's still here. Any plans for incorporating the light puck? Yes.
Yes.
Is the Griffin Tamer Palace entrance going to be here?
No, not the Griffin Tamer one.
Light puck insert for inside the church to show off the stained glass. Light puck might be a bit big.
The light puck's got some stuff cooking. We're still sorting out. We're looking for a light puck vehicle where we haven't cracked it yet, but it is in the works. We got some. We're coming at it from a couple of different angles. We're not sure where it's going yet.
Will there be a plain Ashlar?
This is the plain.
I guess they're asking if there's gonna be one without like the decorative like trim on the top or anything.
Well,
But no.
This is as plain as it gets. It's
It's going to
fancy.
be variations on that, basically.
Look at that. This thing looks like a mouse chewed at. Oh, maybe it was a rat. Yeah.
Railings, stone or wood, and corresponding quarter posts. We are going to have...
Yeah, we got a whole system
railings,
of wood railing.
It's part of the scaffolding
madness.
system, I believe.
You will see. Let's go back while we're looking at window inserts. So we like the inserts so well on the Ashlar, right?
I didn't realize we were showing this today.
Yeah, what the heck? We got it. I mean, it's on the
right.
sheet. We already showed the sheet. So we have, we're going to do the same slot on the bottom of these so you can pop in some inserts and get some style in your rustic wood as well. So we got a couple of options there.
Ugh, that sound.
That sounds great, right? Looking at.
Ugh.
Oh.
Ugh.
Ashlar, we got one popping with light. And let's see.
Any plans on bringing out unique sets like Jade or Marble Cell from Dungeon & Dragons? We're not going to do Kickstarter exclusives.
And we can't do the jade or the white marble again because those was exclusive.
Can we get a window insert for original cities to incorporate stained glass?
Not currently slated.
Did you make those windows out of Doritos?
Legally,
no. They're really more
tortilla chip corn.
Any plans to make rugs?
So we have a couple of these in the works. We'll show you, but here's a really neat one. So we have. Did we show this thing before the magnetic?
We had it. Yeah, we showed it before because we had it at the Gen Con build.
And so I'm already veering into roofs. We'll get back to that in a second.
Jailbar. So we actually already made a Jailbar window insert in the original series.
Yeah. So this thing is it's going to be magnetic. It's a little gable. Not a gable. It's a dormer window insert, right?
A gable is a different thing. Yeah. We already made gables.
It's going to take our window inserts. But what's fun is we're gonna make sure that this guy can take the same inserts, right? And it has a little LED in there, so you can have your cool, your flickering light in the attic kind of thing. Which, I mean, look at that. Who doesn't like? That's it. The show's done. What else do we need? And it'll be self-contained, so you can pop it on anywhere. You have the whole town is dark, and there's the one little light up in this window. So very, very excited for this. And this is such a neat, mix. Once again, Janet's doing the inserts. Hamster painted it. Toby sculpted it. Miles rigged up the little LED.
I stood around and distracted them through most of it.
We should roll the giveaway.
Oh yeah, let's roll the giveaway, and then we'll get to questions. About 123 entries. Wow. All right. And D__man.
Woo!
D-man. Congratulations.
Man.
I'm gonna whisper
No,
you
this
real
is
quick.
not landing. Well, we'll get there. This is off center, which is noisy, but yeah.
There we go.
I'll get that light
Pretty
a little
sure
so-
this has
yeah.
got to be. I
Yeah,
hope
exciting.
that's the appropriate amount of underscores. Oh man.
Man. All right, so this is a nice transition into modular roofs. Although we've shown the modular roofs before, but I'll show it briefly. And it's going to be so much better once we have the biscuits. Congrats, D-Man.
How many underscores is? I can't figure out if it's 2 or 3.
Oh no. Can they whisper you?
If he posts, I can click on it to directly make sure I get it correct. But there exists both a D-man with 2. It's 3. Okay, people are saying 3. Okay, because there exists an account with both 2 and with 3, and I don't want to give it to the wrong person.
So we've got held together the white stick right now. We have a modular roof system in the works. We'll demo it full once we have the engineered flat peg holes, whatever. But the idea is, I don't even have all the pieces here, but there's a a straight, a hip, a valley, a diagonal, and there's a peak, and the dormer. So you'll be able to basically build any shape that you can build with the 2x2s and the 2x4s and the 4x4s and the diagonals. Like you'll be able to cover with these modular roofs, and you'll be able to peg them together so you can lift the roof off as one solid piece. And we will demo that at length once we have all the pieces, all the final sculpts. Maybe this one says old. Bless you. And it's going to come in two paint schemes. We have the dark and the green. And this one is right like a weathered old barn, or maybe a little evil, or more menacing. And then this is a little happier, brighter, greener. And they also really nicely complement the two existing roofs, the terracotta and the slate. So we're going to have, if you have all the different roofs, your city is going to feel like, plus we have a thatched one. So you're going to just have like, you can really make a city that looks like a city and has great variety. But we will show that at length once we get the engineered versions with all the holes in them, so we can actually build out some really neat shapes. Also, it's going to be better when we have 2x2s and 2x4 floors and the diagonal floor, so we can then do some really interesting shaped buildings and say, hey, look, you can roof it like that, and it's going to be wild. We can make some really, really neat stuff with these. And two colors from them, so you can choose. Of course, you can also get it unpainted and do all sorts of fun things yourself, which will be lively.
We do not have plans to do any special resin roofs. That sounds dangerous.
Resin roofs?
Resin roofs sounds dangerous.
Sounds.
It's the most likely thing to get knocked off and fall.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have no onion dome, nothing else just yet. But
we're packed to the gills with sculpts already.
Well, just the roof system with everything, because we've got there's rake soffits for these and angled ones, and like you're gonna when we can show you the full power of the roof, the modular roof system.
Once this all actually connects and we're able to actually do all the shapes with it that we want to be able to do.
Well, and the elegant soffit that Michelle has been working on, this one to go with the ashlar, that is just like so elegant. It just changes the character of the roof just with the soffit. We've got a chimney. We've got a bunch of stuff that you're gonna, well, wait till you see it in its full grandeur. Plus, we have that thatched roof, and then let's talk.
We're not gonna do snow sculpts. That's too. It's too niche.
That could be a whole Kickstarter in itself.
Yeah, that'd be a thing that we would do outside of this, I think.
Wait a second. Where did I put?
Everything will also be available unpainted. Yes, we're going to do everything painted and unpainted.
Wait. There's something else. Where did it go? Hung. Wait. I will give a bean on this. We're this is the capital of Beantown over here.
Can we get a stained glass porthole insert for our modular ships?
Yeah, definitely. We're so on board for that. 2027.
What do we as the community need to do to get updated fieldstone with stained glass inserts? Embezzlement, fraud. We're ready. Let us know.
Uh-oh, you've gone full bindle stiff. Yeah.
Will there be new assassins purchased for this Kickstarter? No, you're not looking to redo pieces that exist? Yeah, because we have like a roof that has a different pitch.
No. Well, yeah, so but these have the same pitch as the existing, so all your existing stuff will work.
Yeah, but we've also got the...
We have the shed.
Yeah.
But that one doesn't get any accessories.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't perch on that roof?
Well, you could. You just have to lean back.
Okay, that's fine, I guess.
Oh, we have an assassin's perch with a biscuit hole. That's going to be...
True, it's like a double wide so that it can take... Yeah. You can use it as a way to connect.
We can have your bridge or your... we can use a widow's walk off it or just a floor. It's going to be... There's going to be roof nonsense. In fact, we could do a build that's just roofs and things. You could put like water terrain tray, like a village has been flooded and it's just roofs and you have like a thing off that. All right, I'm going to show we're gonna bean it up. Is everybody buckled in? All right, so ready? We're gonna show. Let's start with the foam. There it is. I think we showed this on one of the previous things, right? Did we show this foam before?
I think we talked about it.
It's a little.
This is our new marshmallow building material that we're going with. Yeah. This is very Blue's Clues. It's extremely Blue's Clues.
I've never watched Blue's Clues.
Really?
But, yeah. It was 20 years too late for me.
And I guess your kids came too late for it too.
Yeah, no, he'd already like gone to college.
It was the perfect sweet spot for my little sisters, and so they watched the Blues Birthday VHS tape every day for like a year straight.
So this is a cupola. This was the mock. This was like version 2. Very incomplete, but it'll show you the process, right? So it went from this to, this is, once again, you can see this is hot off the presses. It's not even painted yet. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. It's too hot. Let me try turning this off. Sort of. Maybe. Step down. Yeah, it's hard. We got a lot. What's the one that's killing it? The backlight? I don't know. I was not lit to go bright white, but this is just fresh cast resin. So Toby sculpted the actual cupola, and the idea is this thing will let you. Let's see if it actually works. I haven't tested it on the roof. Oh, like a glove. This is exciting. All right, so you can pop this on here. It's going to have 4 corner posts, bump, 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 so you can actually build off of it. It's going to have biscuit holes, so you can connect. Like, do I have the foam? Where's my little? Oh yeah, like pretend this is the rope bridge. Right, you can run the rope bridge off of it. Oh, here's like a straight one, right? You could do like this to run a widow's walk off there, or connect it off anywhere. So you can do a bunch of those bits. The top is going to take, it doesn't quite fit, but we'll get there when the final one. It's going to take a small trap door, right? So then you can use it to pop up and down. So it should be a live little piece that's going to open up a bunch of roof chicanery. Yeah, it'll probably have a magnet to help it, so it'll clamp on there like a champ. Clamp like a champ. Woo!
Will the fancy roof spires fit in that hole? I'm assuming they're talking about the cathedral roofs.
From Original Cities?
I think so.
Yes, I think they would cover that nicely. You could put one on there. Should we test it?
Sure. You want to go grab one?
Yeah. Sure. You know where it is?
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing.
Yeah. I'm excited. This is, I haven't actually played with this thing yet. We got to fix the fit on the bottom is a little wiggly. Well, we got to get the final ones in here, but we'll put a little magnet under there. Miles did a good job. This is a tough one to cast. Like this is it's a beast. Well, it's gonna be neat. It's gonna let you do some fun roof. I don't know. There's gonna be so much roof nonsense. It's gonna be. I just want all the pieces in hand, engineered and ready to go. Right? Because we need the biscuit holes. Well, everything. It's gonna be fun. And I guess maybe I can confirm too that there'll be a trapdoor. So it'll be good. Oh yeah. Yeah, we cover. Oh wow! It's almost like we planned.
It has like the same.
We totally did not.
It has like the same texture too.
That was an absolute.
Especially if you get them unpainted, so you can make it match the.
Well, you know what? I guess
color.
there's something to be said. Yeah, you could paint the whole thing. There's something to be said about using consistent sizes, such as a 2-inch square. So the fact that the top is a 2-inch, we got to zoom back. Oh, it's too far. Can't even. The fact that the top, this is a 2-inch square. Wow, whose idea was that? That was brilliant.
Arthur of Gaming, I think.
Hey, it's Arthur Wright.
Yes.
What's going on, man? You know, I was lamenting that I'm not playing any D&D with grown-ups, and he invited me to come sit and play a session with his group. It was very kind.
Well, there's your church, people are saying.
Yeah, look at that. Holy
Do
moly.
that with the stained glass and.
Wow. Well, this is something we're gonna have to. It's a good thing we have this in stock. And we don't, right?
The shape of cities.
Anyway,
The shape of cities.
I can't even. I don't know how we didn't. That's amazing. Well, there you go. The cupola does its job.
It's wild that it wasn't thought of at all.
And we also have the weather vane topper for this. You can pop put that on there, and man, well, that was amazing. Whose idea was that? Thank you. This is why
It's Arthur.
Oh right, I'm going in circles. This is why we watch this show, Chris. Why we have to play it back and watch what's going on. I think it's everything we have to show on roofs right now. We'll do way too many demos on the roofs once we actually have all the bits in. It's all working. We'll be sick of them.
It's almost like you guys designed it to be modular. Well, that's the thing. Like, we try to use repeating, like, similar sizes for everything so that we have happy accidents like this. Like discovering that we could put a bunch of the old round inserts from previous sets into the Oblivion Nexus top.
That was on purpose. Oh yeah, I mean that was on purpose.
That was on purpose. Yeah. Was that entirely on purpose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I measured them all out like crazy, and we might have even actually done it on the air, on the Anvil with the first foam mock.
Oh, okay. I remember we were testing like the factory test shot, and it's like, oh, it doesn't actually fit. We need to have them retool this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we went out of our way to try and make all that stuff fit. Any other roof questions before we look at what are we gonna look at next?
Oh, let's see. Yeah, so Cathedral roof is out of stock painted, but it's in stock.
Of course.
Why are the ridges of the roofs painted as wood instead of to match the shingles?
Wait, why is the what?
The ridges of the roofs painted as wood.
These are, well, the texture isn't there yet, but these are copper.
Oh.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that.
All will be revealed when we actually have the finished product.
Conceptually.
Yeah.
Yeah. These ones are painted wood right now, which would rot, but we'll see. Any other roof questions? That's a good one.
Let's see.
Green on blue.
David said Widow's Walk with the question mark. That might have been before you demoed it.
Well, we were showing just this as like a really neat, right? Oh wait, that's the foam. Here's the. You do that into.
Yeah, I think that might have been before you demoed it. Just need railings.
Yeah. Well, notice this has got some biscuit holes in the side.
I think we've shown those.
Yeah.
Sculpts. There are going to be railings you can slap onto the sides of that stuff.
It's going to be killer.
Yeah. Could the cupola pieces be used upside down to represent sluiceways? Or is it going to be a dead
There's
side
not going to have. It's not going to. The dead side's going to be in here, so it'll be ugly.
Textured. Yeah.
But you could theoretically do it.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Will there be a 2x2 roof coming to a point to top that cupola inset?
Yes, not to a point, but a ridge. We have a 2x. I think we showed. Do I have the? I might have the mock geometry here.
Any ideas for like a clothesline between the roofs?
We've talked clothesline. We haven't actually done it yet, but oh wow, look at this. Huh. This was the the mock of the
dormer.
The dormer. There it is.
What about double stacked roofs? Like if I want to make a bigger house with 4 of the 4x4 tiles.
Oh yeah, you can double stack, you can triple stack, you can. We demoed it on one of these, and we'll do it when we have all the bits. You can do a really neat thing where you make an attic. You can use them. You can surround a.
There's a lot of stuff that's going to be way easier to communicate once we can physically show you instead of just talking about it in theory.
Yes.
Could you use the rope from the rope bridge between 2 magnetic walls to make a clothesline? You could.
Yes.
I don't know if we're gonna.
Oh man, who posted the raft? There was the last episode we did. Someone posted this unbelievable raft where they took all these bits, like the net from net from Dungeon of Doom and the ropes from the bridge, and they made basically this raft, flotsam, jetsam, all these bits, and it was unbelievable.
Ryan says that was him.
Oh, Ryan, that was genius. It was so many thoughtful little bits on there. It was killer. It just shows you like how useful, like people will use these things in ways I'd never even thought of, right? We give them these open-ended tools and we get these things. It made my day. So this is the idea, right? Is you can do and you'll biscuit all these on, right? So you can lift this thing off as one level. So you can make an attic. I don't have more green ones, right? But you could have, if you had 4 of these, you could have your layer up here, pull this layer off to reveal the attic, lift the attic off as one layer to get the next layer, and so on and so on. So you'll be able to do some really neat, and you can do it with like funkier shapes and whatnot. It's gonna be awesome.
Can we see a close-up of the details on the inside of the roof pieces? What are those 3 bumps?
3 bumps. Well, there's.
Are we talking about where the pegels go?
Probably. I'm trying to find one that's not too dinged up.
These prototypes have seen a lot of.
Well, this is what. So I think we've showed this previously. So this was a test. Boy, this was a test sculpt. So. Oh, I turn this light back on. There you go. This was a test sculpt. So Toby's revised the texture since we were trying to figure out which side, get all that white stick on there, which side texture was going to be the right. Do we want to have the baseline like the side of the floor, like this, or do we want it to come up, or do we want it to be low? What's going to happen here? Is it going to echo what we're doing on the soffits with the, you can see it with the trapezoids. Get it closer. Enhance.
Enhance.
Right. So, so this was a test sculpt. So the sculpt has since been revised and now is being engineered with the holes and whatever. But the idea is there will be a little door on the back of this that could be a cabinet, or it could be, the portal to Narnia, or it could be whatever. Or maybe it's just decorative or whatnot.
That's what Black Blue Mark was talking about. He says, it's 2 hinges and a handle, not bumps.
Yeah. But is the deliberate little thing there. So you could do, like, if you're doing this sort of this attic build scenario, you could have a little. Look at the white stick everywhere.
So much white stick.
Where is it? Here's this thing. Right, you could.
We should make a functioning dumbwaiter large enough for a mini.
Oh, that would be amazing. You could have this passage go to somewhere or whatnot or something. We weren't sure if it was going to be repetitive or cool, but we decided it was cool. So, yeah. That's a good question. Any other roof questions?
Hopefully the doors settle. A large attic with like 30 doors would be weird. Well, I think the main thing is...
Well, you can also just put a wall.
Yeah, for the most part, like basically they wouldn't see those doors unless you took the wall out of there.
Yeah. You could do walls on 3 sides and then go off on one. Or...
You could also not have any walls or corner posts in and just use it as a way to... Yeah.
Yeah, you could just have floor and roof.
And then there would be doors everywhere, and you can do a Scooby-Doo chase routine.
Like, amazing. They go in one and out the other.
It's like they'll get in and out. Each of those doors is actually like a pocket dimension.
It's it's sigil in the attic. It's like you could, yeah.
Somebody's just running sigil out of the.
It's Baba Yaga's attic. It's you can just go anywhere. It'd be amazing. What else on the?
What additional magnetic accessories are you thinking of? Fancy Ashlar chimney?
We have a fancy Ashlar chimney. Yeah, Michelle is sculpted. It is gorgeous.
It's made of gold and it's covered in rubies.
Well, maybe not that fancy, but yeah, it's in the spirit of it.
Let's see. Why are we putting walls in if there's just another wall behind it? To hide the door.
Double walls.
To hide
wall
the door.
behind walls. Yeah.
Also, if we're putting things on top, it might help with stability a bit.
Well, it's so the white stick has something to stick to. Because we don't have any. I was thinking I was going to lift it up as one thing, and I wanted them to all sort of stick together.
Does it match the modular chimney?
It's a modular chimney.
The fireplace with the fancy
It's in this style.
It's in the
it's
same
not
style, so
identical,
you can imagine
but
it being the same building.
It also kind of looks like a evil birdhouse or something. If you wanted to train a murder of ravens and keep them on your roof, like it looks like the thing you would do. Set them upon your enemies.
Speaking of those ravens, reliquaries, toppers, stretch goals.
Maybe. I don't know.
They'd have to fit.
Yeah.
What's going on?
We will see. I don't want to make any promises.
Will there be a fireplace with a secret door behind it?
Sort of. You could pull the fireplace out of the facade. We'll demo it once we have all the stuff in hand.
Yeah.
Michelle is working her wizardry. Queen of secrets.
Can you show us the reliquary toppers again? I have no idea where they are. It'd probably take a while to get them. Are they in? Would they be in
I do know where they are. Yeah. Why don't take a little side quest? What the heck?
It's not cities related. Yet.
Yeah, it's cities adjacent, maybe?
How?
Ish? Ask not at all.
Right. Let's see. A roof piece that accepts this reliquary as a statue or decoration. That'd have to be a massive piece. I think we need to mimic wall insert with window insert arm/hands. Trapped fireplace or a demon spirit being summoned through the fireplace. Did I see there'd be a bookshelf in that email? That is one of the sculpts that I put in that email, yeah.
Wait, we have artificer. Elven,
I was like, can you figure out what these sculpts are?
dwarven.
The bookcase is obviously a bookcase. That's not even that one's not even like remotely difficult. But yeah, it's Michelle's working on a bookshelf. Bookcase, bookshelf. Is it just like a regional thing? Whether you say one or the other, they're basically the same thing, right?
Well,
I was wondering if it was more than just a bookcase. You can put anything on it, really. It holds a lot of things. What secret have you stuck in the bookcase, though? Is it a rat? No, we've already got a rat taken care of.
he like transplanted the
Put
rat.
a little cat hiding behind.
What's the rat's name? Biscuit?
Yeah, or we were gonna call it Gravy because. You know where the
Who's Biscuit then? I
Maybe it's Biscuit the cat, or Biscuit the rat and Gravy the cat, or something.
don't know.
Or like there's a raccoon in the modular barricade, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we need a name for him.
Michelle can confirm. Okay,
Michelle will
let's
know,
see if
yeah.
we can find him. Oh yeah, he's very much there. Let's start on this side. So we have a bunch of accessories. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh yeah, speak of the devil. Wow. Well, that you grabbed that and I didn't even.
Boop.
Where is he?
Beep, 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 beep.
There we go.
She's a little.
Yeah.
It could just be a decapitated head. You know, there's a distinct possibility.
Don't associate the Les Mis barricade with death.
Right? Okay, it's life. It's viva la viva, viva, viva.
Viva la Viva?
Yeah, as they say.
Yeah.
That's the theme song, right, from that movie, that film, the play, stage,
Viva
musical.
Rock Vegas, baby.
Yeah, this thing is amazing. Michelle is a dark wizard.
Is she a druid? Hermione's a druid?
No, she's a warlock.
She's a warlock?
She sold
Okay.
her soul for power, cosmic power. She serves some otherworldly evil, clearly. Anybody that can do this.
Let's see. God, I love that trash/rubbish pile. Yeah. It's been, every time we bust it out, it's still just real nice to look at.
Just good everywhere.
Nice crates. Hey, my eyes are up here.
Well,
Gavroche is a good name for a bit. Oh, we should name him Gavroche. Be very good.
I don't get it.
Gavroche is the little kid in Les Mis who
Mis.
stands on the barricade and waves the flags, and he's the little kid that gets shot and killed in Les Mis. And they go like, oh, wow, maybe war is bad.
That's the raccoon's name is Gavroche?
Yeah, let's call the raccoon Gavroche.
All right. I'm for that because he looks dead.
Spoilers. Don't even. No.
I saw it Les Mis in the theater when I was young, and I think wasn't it all in French or something? Maybe I saw it.
It's based on a French novel.
Yeah, I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Les Miserables.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think they were
French
speaking
novel.
French.
Yeah, there's a French version of it. Yeah. Did you see like the straight movie? Like I think
No,
it was
on stage. People were dancing around.
Was that on
and stuff.
stage and they spoke
They were
French?
spinning. The stage was
It
spinning.
was like an opera thing where they're like, you don't actually need to understand what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know. Yeah, I don't know. They were waving flags on trash. That's all I remember.
Pretty close
Everybody
to
was
just
dirty, and they were like waving flags
It's
on
the
trash.
French Revolution.
Yeah, it was very dramatic.
It is. It's.
They kept spinning around on the stage.
It's dramatic,
Yeah.
Nate.
That's all I remember.
It's the story of the proletariat starting the French Revolution.
They should have taken a bath. I'm just saying. So what was it? Oh, I was going to show these. This is where we were. So this was the
Sally Miz with David Hasselhoff in NYC. Oh, how do you know David?
He's one of our backers. Wouldn't that be amazing? So this was the Dwarvenite Lode. The Lode. Lode. It is. It's French. It signifies the dwarven miners who were seeking their freedom in the mines. And these are going to be pole accessories. They're going to have pegs in the bottom. That's the idea. So we got this one. And we have... I'm dying. This is the elf thing, crystal load. It's like what was this called? This is like the elven cocktail cup or something. This is the lotus
cup?
of something.
It's gotta have a better
Michelle?
name
What
than
was
that.
this?
Michelle, please help.
This was the elven crystal. It's like a cocktail cup. I'm pretty sure it's like a thing. But anyway.
Elven juicer.
And then we have, I think this was the Eldritch Eye.
Yeah, Eldritch Eye.
Set. And creepy with like 3 pupils. 2 big ones on the outside, 1 little one in the middle.
It's kind of messed up, honestly.
Kind of.
When you think about it.
Classic Nina.
Yeah.
Look at that. Is it creepy?
Do they have LEDs? No, they're too small. These are very small.
I don't have the...
Will these be a tiny treasure style pack? These are from reliquaries.
These are the reliquary relics. I don't have the elemental flame. We only have one. I don't know where the heck it is. And then this was the Arcanum canister, I think we called it. Something for the...
The Fabergé egg?
Yeah, it's the football. It's like for Blood Bowl. It's like the future murder football. Things look. I mean, this is translucent, so light would do something with it. The rest
because
solid.
the Artificer Hero has a LED that blasts up.
Yes, it does.
100% don't remember these. It's because they didn't get made. We didn't reach the funding goal for them.
Yeah, this is they're next to the worm that shall never be. But these might actually be.
They might get made someday.
Yeah, they're cool stuff. The flame was a neat one. It was like a circular thing, and it was like a suspended, like hovering flame.
Do we get these for cities? No, not currently. There's no plans for them.
They don't fit currently, but no, it's nice to remind that they exist, and we'll have a plan for them of some sort.
Wish you'd show them. We did show them.
Yeah, we just didn't get there. We didn't get the funding.
We didn't get even close, really.
No. But we made them.
Put them in the build of a merchant shop as items not for sale, so citizens of Valoria have to suffer just like us.
Wow. It sells things that cannot be sold. So speaking of accessories, we're gonna have
Okay, Michelle got back to us.
what was it called?
The Lotus of Kalantir.
Oh yes, that makes sense. Also an elven juicer.
Imagine like a QVC ad for it.
It slices, it
I've seen on
dices,
TV.
it makes juice out of ambrosia. We've got some. We're gonna have. I think we've shown most of these before. Right?
We have, yeah.
New bar counters with. I don't know why I zoomed out when we're going back into
with
detail.
the ones in the existing tavern accessory set, you combine these, and now we have like a fully
You can
modular,
do squares. You can do curves. You
got
can
a
do
full
straights,
modular
yeah.
bar system.
And these ones have hinges and handles at the front, so this can also be cabinetry against the wall in your house. Do I have any walls that are sticking together? I don't know how I ended up with Tudor of all things. You can might put it up against your walls, cabinets, or whatnot. It's gonna be good. And they obviously built together to make a bar. If you were at Gen Con, you saw that perhaps in the depths of the bar.
They are not magnetic. However,
No.
we are going to have a magnetic thing.
We've got our friend Freestandy the Curtain. Which is,
The name's a work in progress.
yeah, it might be Freestandy the Drape. Could be the
Standy is
other.
closer to like an actual name.
But a standee is a thing. Drapey?
No, not drapey.
The velveteen, the curtain. Oh, this was burlappy. The rough and tumble cousin from the mean streets. So we got what's exciting about this guy is it freestands.
There we go.
And it's 2 inches wide, so it'll fit
Don
like
Draper.
dungeon.
That's
That's
what
it.
they're saying,
Sold.
yeah.
Don Drapery. Don Draper.
Thank you,
So good.
Wilderness.
Um,
Are they the same height as existing tavern pieces? Yeah, those bar counters literally are made to go with the existing ones.
and this is also the height of a wall. You'll be able to also put it in your dungeon corridor to fit off your dungeon or whatnot, because you need your curtains everywhere. You can use them to wall off your VIP area, etc. We've got.
I'm sure somebody's gonna do like some cool freehand designs on those drapes too.
Oh, it would be amazing. A coil of rope.
Can I see 2 counters stacked compared to wall height? Interesting.
Sure. Although I don't think these are evenly sanded, but yes,
It'll give you a rough idea.
it should be.
It's a little over a wall
Just
height.
about there. Yeah, it's a spickle over currently, but also one of these is too high or too low. So I
New
don't know.
off-center wood windows. No, that's Tudor window.
This is a old school Tudor.
We only have like 2 of those in the office.
We've got. I think we've shown this guy before. The little window box.
Yes, we
I
have.
can take the little. Man, I keep this table.
Will they make them similar to past Tudor? Are we doing off-center windows? Wait, yeah.
All
the
of our
default
windows are
is
off-center. In
off-center,
fact,
yeah.
we don't have centered windows.
We don't have center
Everything is
windows.
crooked.
Yeah.
It takes a little garden, which is kind of fun. Also, obviously, it goes. As a window box, it's designed to fit in the window. Come on, you can do it.
Keep in mind,
It fits better
all
in
these
Tudor.
prototypes are not finished dwarvenite, so a lot of them are not as easy to slide into things as.
I'm using this in the Tudor post. Hey, it looks pretty good though. Look at
Yeah.
that. I'll do it in the Tudor because it fits a little.
We've got to have a pie insert for that windowsill.
Oh man, snatch the pie off the.
It's the classic side quest.
It really is. And then check this out. Michelle being queen of modularity, this thing also fits like yay, so it becomes shelves inside of your building. But wait, there's more. Oh, push it the other way. Rotate it around this way. You got yourself some closed shutters.
We're not currently doing extreme offset doors for Ashlar and wood. I believe.
Extreme.
We're not doing the extreme offsets for those. Right?
No.
Yeah.
It's fun, right? This is like, I feel like Michelle has gone out of her way on this one to find maximum modularity for these things. Like everything is like, well, you could also put in this and
Basically
this.
all of
Oh,
her-
you can also do this.
Yeah,
also
but
do this.
the fireplace, the kitchen, the barricade, the window box, like she's making all
Little
these
table,
accessories that like have multiple uses.
Well, let's look at the Hang on, where are the other window boys? We got. Please stand by.
The Jailbar insert is in the Hamlet, yeah? Yeah, it is.
Yep. Hold on, I gotta find.
Is that the only way to get the Jailbar in the curtains?
We had a window insert pack, but it's probably not in stock.
We haven't restocked it, I think, since the Kickstarter. He's gone.
That's why you have to join the Kickstarter.
How are you guys doing? I feel like we're a little sloppy tonight.
Boo, boo, boo.
Thank you for sticking it out anyways. Any plans to do Elven architecture? Not any more than the Ashlar, I guess. I mean, with facades, we'll
we got
have
power
kind of
through.
dress things
late,
up
right?
to
What time is
look
it?
different. What's up?
We got 10 minutes. I'm just trying to show all the rest of the stuff. We've got ourselves. Oh, I just found we had. I don't have the door, but this was the regular door for the rustic window. It's upside down. It's got white stick on it.
It's currently two different parts that we have white stuck together, right?
No, this one's glued. It was just white stuck because the door doesn't have
Okay.
hinges yet. I don't know where the empty door wall is, but this is the plain one. It's got the rope handle. It's a knotted rope. Super rustic-y. Love this thing. All right, we've got, check this out, window insert speed round. So we showed the window box, which can also be closed shutters, which can also be shelves, like triple whammy. So good. We have, let's show this guy right there. Have we shown this guy before?
We have, yeah.
What is this thing, the fancy outer lattice, something or other.
Oh, hang on. Your receiver died.
Oh no. Breaker. Do you read? Do you receive me?
All right, you're back in.
Yay!
Let me just adjust this.
So this guy is going to kind of dress up. You can use it to dress up your cottage, fancy it up. We also have, I don't know if we've shown this guy before. This is a little, what is this, the inner lattice insert? But what's neat, oh man, can I get this in? I might have to go to the, okay, we're going to go to this guy, the Tudor, so they will all fit. They will all fit in the real final factory finish one, don't worry. All right, so you can put that in there to give it kind of a rustic feel. But this is only half the depth of the thing. The edges on this are only half the thing, so you can stack them both, do something like that. Also, we're gonna have, oh boy, because it only goes halfway, you're gonna be able to use like you can be able to use the insert. We'll be able to slide in there, and then you'll be able to put. Oh, this fit. Oof. Right, you'll be able to put this. It's not really attached to the thing. There you go. So on and have it insert in while it's there, and or you could put. Let's see if we can get this to work. You could put this guy. Oh, he's not going to fit because it doesn't quite fit in the thing. But you can put this guy in the back, this guy in the front, have the insert in the middle. It's going to look really neat. You can also do that. Well, we haven't sculpted yet. We have shutters, but we also have. This isn't painted. Because there's a barred insert, and that you could also put that on the inside, so you could like bar it from the. Whoa, that is crooked as can be. Huh? White stick is sliding, so you could be like barred from the zombie attack on the inside. It's gonna be neat, or vice versa. So there'll be lots of fun mixing and matching with these, and when we do. Oh, also that'll work on the dormer window. So lots of possibilities. Let's put this in front of. Wait, where did that dormer go? Here it is. Is it still on? Yeah. Battery's sort of still holding. Yeah. Is it
I'm
gonna
pretty
fit?
sure most of what we're showing is stuff we've shown before at this point.
We haven't shown
That's
this thing before. This,
Oh yeah, that's new.
Yeah. Can't quite get that there. It may never come back out. Well.
Oh well.
It's gonna be awesome.
That's nice.
Excited.
Go get your Dwarven Forge branded pliers and get that thing out.
We've shown these before, but it's worth looking at them again because they are amazing. We have some Michelle specials. I don't know where the
battery on that is.
Yeah.
I think we were having an issue with it, and Miles was doing some stuff.
Playing.
I don't know.
So this is going to have an LED in the fireplace, so it is flickery and delightful. And the shelf is white sticked, but will be.
It will be magnetic when it's actually, yeah.
Come on off.
Ugh.
The shelf will be removable and magnetic, so you can use the shelf as a shelf. You have the fireplace plain without the mantle. Should be pretty neat. Once again, Michelle magic at its best. And then if any of you watched the episode where Michelle and Eli were here sculpting, what number was that? Do we know? Anybody? 93? 91?
Yeah, it feels roughly 4 episodes ago.
Michelle was working on a super fancy facade to turn this into like the just ridiculous, over the top, ostentatious fireplace to the emperor of fireplaces, the empress of the universe fireplace. It's gonna be neat.
Darwin Forge.
Darwin. Reliquaries. So this is a delightful little guy. And then you can see where the LED unit's supposed to go, but it's not in there. We'll figure it out. Also, this is 2 inches wide, so it'll fit in your dungeon or wherever. Oh, and look, the back could be a vault, could be a morgue, could be a variety of things.
Pizza oven.
Pizza.
That's the only thing I see when I see it. It reminds me of the shape of pizza ovens.
I grabbed this without. I don't know where the extra bits are for this guy.
The Monster Hunter meat.
This is manga meat and fire. But this is kitchen. Michelle's one-piece kitchen vignette with everything you need to transform a room into a kitchen. This grate will be removable. And guess it is the size of a trapdoor-ish. It will be when we finish up. So it'll fit into your cupola, and vice versa. If you wanted, you could put a trapdoor on there. If you wanted to, I don't know, you could. But yeah, it'll be fun to have more trapdoor options, right? And we're working on see if we can get an LED in there with a little fireplace. And there's a little manga meat on a spit. Killer stuff. We showed this on episode X. I don't know what number it was. But Jeff, you will go back and see that.
Will that fit a window too, with the grill? I think the window's bigger.
Sadly, not.
It's
It's not quite wide enough, and it's too tall. Yeah, that would have been clutch if we'd made our window inserts the same size trapdoor inserts. What we were trying to do with the small trapdoors is get them as close to 1 inch square as possible so that we could have it fit, right? It's slightly smaller than an inch, right? It was trying to fit in a 1 inch square on a floor. Meanwhile, these we were just arbitrarily making a shape. I don't know. Stefan decided the shape on that one, and it was, I don't know what the logic was, or if there was a logic.
We've shown
that's our grandfather's size. That one goes way back.
We've shown the cobblestone stuff.
We showed the cobblestone. Oh, I can show a hint of the pattern. Yeah. So this.
This is as far as like Merck's trying to figure out if he was wanting to put off buying Imperial Streets until he saw what the street solution was going to be in Cities Untold, basically.
Well, if you're going to buy them, I'd buy them tonight because the price is going up a lot on those.
Yeah.
They're going up to
but also
$500.
Basically, our sculpted ground cover is going to be...
It'll be... We're just kind of sort of simple cobblestones that... it'll be this sort of pattern. Eli worked out this really neat pattern that is there's a circle in there, and there's a star in there, and there's the 1-inch squares, and it repeats really nicely, and you could do fun mosaics, and it's gonna be all over the place. So this is our 1-inch rise bit. We have the tops are the same as the cobblestones, but we are not gonna have an elaborate road system. We're gonna have a few simple options, but mostly it's about gonna just be giving you a bunch of coverage. So if you're thinking of sculpted streets, get the Imperial Streets before the price. It's going up to $4.99, I guess at 5 in the morning or whatever.
Will this be available in floor height as well?
Yes.
Yeah, there's gonna be cobblestone.
This is the
texture.
1-inch. This is the 1-inch high rise system, but it has the same top as that will have a cobblestone 2x2 and 4x4.
Yeah, so that it can build seamlessly in line with that stuff. So it can be
Oh.
like a rise up to street level or whatever.
These are going to be for doing fun stuff with the seawalls, and I see we're going to have a whole.
Is that the height of vaulted elevation? 1-inch rises. I think it's.
No, it's an actual true 1-inch. The vaulted was all over the place. It was 38 inches. Right, so we have a front row. Inadvertent bean. So we have a seawall.
So Thor rather than
System.
indoor elementary.
Yeah.
Yeah, cities is an exterior scale set over interior.
So we have seawalls, and you'll be able to put these with the seawalls. These don't quite fit yet, but they will in the finals. Do any of these fit? No. It'll fit in there, although I guess this will line up. You do a thing and there. 1-inch rise is our new height. We're very excited about it. It's 9 o'clock. We have last guy. All right.
Is that a new terrain tray?
Yeah. We're
Basically making an expansion of the water terrain trays that we did in Wildlands.
And it's hard to see with the look. Wait, geez.
It's got a similar.
It's this is our surf. So this side will match with the mountain lake that you've got, and then this side these are the breakers going up to the shore. So we'll have a couple of these. So you'll be expanding that mountain lake series into shoreline. So it'll be fun as well. And last but not least, we got a couple of folks to live in the city. So we saw.
Oh yeah, we haven't even shown
Yeah.
this yet. All right.
So this is we're sort of doing non-human NPCs. Right, so we'll have some townsfolk that you can use to populate your city, and not a single human, because there's lots of human townsfolk out there, not a lot of demi-humans. Do people say demi-humans anymore?
I don't think
So
so. I think it has
Just
negative
non-human.
connotations.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, it's bright OD&D days where they were replete with negative connotations.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's see.
does
Please
that
more
mean a
than
demigod is also
a demigod. If you
Is
call
it-
if you call a god a demigod, they're probably not going to feel good about it.
no?
Yeah.
They would probably be. They'll smote you.
But I still think that's not quite as bad. Please more than 8 townsfolk.
No, we're not a miniature company. I mean, we are, but you know.
Yeah.
But we're 8 is a lot for us, so we'll start there. And off we go. So we got a tabaxi. It could be a shopkeeper. Or it could be maybe he's a ruffian. Maybe he's a vagabond. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we got one more we haven't seen. You ready? Woo! We got a gnome with a pack. And she's holding a pouch of who knows what. Is she a charlatan, a peddler, a snake oil salesman, an adventurer, a traveler, a hireling? Maybe from a distance she could even like a kid. Who knows? So we got 8 of these. More than 8. That would, we did original list had 12. I think we cut down. We cut it down to 8 because it seemed like a more manageable number for us.
I think it also matches the initial townsfolk pack as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, the nice thing with these, I mean, one, if you get them unpainted and get multiples, like you can do like just like color variations to like really quickly fill out a town, or you can just get multiples painted and fill out a town. And then what I like about him is like the paint scheme is also like super simple, but even with like a simple paint scheme that the factory should be able to replicate really well, it's reading nicely.
What we did was we both first in the concepting and then in the actual sculpting was try and make them simple. Like there's not too many crazy details. Like they're just pretty. Like this guy's just got a simple smock, simple pants, simple thing. Like not replete with a ton of tiny details that are really hard to paint. Also, we skewed heavily female. I think we have 5. Well, we have kind of non-bad, like the Kenku. You don't know what their race is, what their gender is. It's irrelevant. And actually, the Tabaxi kind of hard to know. I don't know. We kind of skewed away from straight male archetypes and all non-humans, and trying to get some interesting variety in your city streets.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, because I don't know. There's just been a lot of conversations that come up of like, especially trying to find like NPCs that aren't human, and it's true. It is like very difficult to find.
And we have a good split. 4 of them are sort of targeted for high town, and 4 of them for low town. So it'll be a nice mix. These are two of our low town.
Granted,
folk.
you can drop any people anywhere, but like it definitely reads more.
Well, the colors, right? The hamster's going for the sort of more muted earthy tones for low town, and high town is going to have more the purples and the rich burgundies and the fancy expensive dyes and stuff. Yeah.
Let's see.
All right, we should get out of there.
Yeah.
Out of there. Where are we?
There. It is late.
Yeah. I can go home. So this was we covered a lot. I feel like we got a bunch of things. I think we showed everything we had queued up here.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Showed everything that was in the email and a couple other things.
Yeah.
We learned a couple things. Cathedral roofs.
This was the
we should definitely keep that in consideration.
Surprise of the we definitely have to show that at some point.
Yeah.
It was a great idea. Thank you, Arthur.
Well,
let's get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the good ideas. Thanks for your excitement. How many months was September, October, November? So yeah, keep the excitement up for the next 3 months as we gear up to launch. And did we show that? We didn't show the Fieldstone Arch. I think we've shown that before. All right.
Just put it on there, whatever.
Yeah.
Give it something to go with. Oh, right, you're holding that thing.
What
Janet sent me the link to the Etsy store where she bought your dagger.
Did she? And she confirmed, right? It's 5 a.m. tonight.
Yeah, tonight is the last night to get things in the store before the price increase.
I can't believe she found it. She's so good that way. Janet's amazing. We're surrounded by amazingness. Is the best.
Yeah. That's the store it's from. I don't think it's a link to the exact thing, but you should be able to find it in there.
Look up dagger.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for also being as awesome. I couldn't do it without your support. We'll see you next week and tomorrow night in Hobby Hang. You guys are bringing something.
Oh, Hobby Hang, yeah.
Oh, Hamster's going to paint one of the minis on the.
Yeah, if you want to see another one of these minis, Hamster's going to paint one of the new Townsfolk minis.
I bet it's going to be a Hightown one.
Think it'll be a Hightown one?
Yeah, it's my.
We have all 8 of them in here, but we're going to tease them out to you guys over time. So.
Yeah. We gotta make the next 3 months count.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to see one of the new minis, tomorrow night, 6:00 Eastern.
Good night.
Good night.